So here's that Ford truck that I wheeled and dealed there with Trevor. This is the one I had done. Did a bunch of work on this thing like years ago. I bought the truck, and then later on a feller had some white walls for sale, and it ended up he had all brand new brakes and stuff like that. So there's all new brakes, bushings, drums, shoes, you name it. Everything's all new in here. So I just got to re-bleed the brakes. When Trevor had it, we had set it up for a small block Chevy, but that was as far as we got with it. So I'm going to revisit some of this. The mounts they would work, but they needed work. If that makes sense. But come on, baby. So I think it has a turbo 400 in it. I know I don't have many small blocks, but I might have something I can use just to kind of throw together, throw in there. I might have something that runs in the shed, I'm not sure. Again, I don't have very many, but whatever. I think this would be fun to throw in. Kind of see if we can get her done. Get her to run and drive. Let's mess around with it for a day and see what happens, right? I know it still needed like some electrical work, and I think I just had to hook up the e-brakes. I don't know. I don't need any more projects, but I like to do stuff to keep busy always. Unfortunate with these things, the way they always rot, eh? They always rot there, they always rot there. This one had those little donkey ears, the little signal lights up on the fenders. Yeah, it just has weird rot in places. I know the inside's nice, but I don't understand what the speed holes are for. Somebody was just drilling randomly around. Unless the window was acting up and then they were using it to push, I don't know. This clearly was like an old farm truck or something in its prior life, I guess. Yeah. Anywho. I think I'm going to pull it in today just for the heck of it. Why not? I'm waiting on parts for the other car, so I can play for a day or two, see what happens. Alright, I don't know anything about this motor. I lost pretty much most of my footage trying to get this thing out of the shed. Seeing how GoPros they don't seem to work for me. They seem to break and crash more than they are any dang good. Anywho, this is in. I really don't know anything about it other than it's loose, so it should be fine. We're going to set it up in this truck. That is the goal. I'm going to revisit these mounts because I'm not too happy with them. I mean, they'll work. They're probably fine. I'm just going to beef them up a little more. Not a biggie. Bolt it up to the transmission. I have to see about manifolds. Either throw some ram horns on it or something. That should work. And yeah, and then go through it. Basically, as I've done the brakes, and the truck hasn't really been used or done anything in so long, I want to get the brakes working before they go bad. So still got some pressure, because I know I put a new master cylinder in this thing a couple years ago, and new master cylinder, new lines, drums, everything. So basically, I want to drive this thing around the yard a bit. It'd be kind of cool. I'll have to find some different wheels. I don't really dig these things in the back. It's kind of weird. But then we got a whole lot of stuff in the box here. To go through this, see what's good and not good. Ooh, there's a set of ram horns. Those might be the ones. Awesome. You know, it's not a bad truck considering. These wonky sides are, I think they're awesome, but not everybody would think the same. Should be pretty cherry. I don't think I'm going to do anything with this truck for myself. I think I'll get it running, driving, run, drive, stop. Be a nice truck for somebody. I don't really dig these style of trucks. I really love those style of trucks. I don't mind the dash and things, kind of cool. It's a little different. But yeah, I guess a Mercury M47. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing or what, but anyways, I am going to get this thing set up on the hoist so I can have a better look underneath, see what I got to do, get the brakes working and stuff like that. Or at least get like the e-brakes hooked up I want to do. And then do a quick glance over of the electrical and stuff like that. Well, that is pretty mint. So the front, you can even see, look at those suckers, eh? Brand spanking new. So front brakes work. The rears need to be bled, but the fronts work, so that is a complete win. It's got some of these weird universal e-brake cables, so that is cool. I guess I built a mount for them up here, to which looks like we've been modifying the e-brake setup. The only thing I remember is I think vaguely, for some reason, I think that e-brake cable was seized. I could be wrong though. So, we're going to try to get all the brakes working, get a motor in it, so we can take her for a boot. We did these so long ago. I don't even know if I did it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But maybe I'll make a little shoehorn thing going underneath. I'll revisit some of the welds. Actually, I'll revisit the welds. I'm not going to say anything bad because I don't remember who did it. And it's probably, maybe it was me, I don't know. Whatever, it's not a big deal. So anyways, I'm going to revisit that. I might make a hoopty for under the motor when I get it in, just to folks feel there should be some strength in here. I don't think it's a big deal because the cross member's like right up in the front here. And then yeah, I guess see what the heck this thing all needs. We gotta find a water pump, alternator. I think there's manifolds in the back for it. It turns over, so you know it's got to run. But it's Sunday. It's about noon. I don't know how far I can get here, but let's see. Let's see. Let me see if in 2 days I can drive this thing around the yard. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay. Doesn't need much, so it's not going to be like ready for the road at that, but all right, well, let's get started. Well, I guess there's no winning this one. I'm gonna have to drill that one. I'm basically running the ram horn, but backwards on this one because it will run into the steering box if I put a proper one on. So I got to go forward and then kind of sneak it back. That's kind of the plan there. I put these on. The motor sits okay. I just wanted to test fit it. I'm going to lift it back off and burn up the mounts better. There is a bit of twist in it, so I'm going to do a connector underneath to that side just to hold everything up. And yeah, I still got to test the e-brakes up, make sure they work, or if they're tight or not. I don't know. I'm going to try to sort that out. I got to run some transmission lines. These the ones are snipped on the transmission, so I'm going to make some new ones to come up so I can go to the trans cooler with the rad. And then we just start assembling this motor. I don't know if I'm going to run the fuel tank it's in there. It might be okay. I think I did run the truck with it, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. It looks a little sludgy from what I can tell. So I might just run a boat tank for now. Okie dokie, that is in. I've touched up the mounts a little bit. They're gonna be fine. I added this gusset or a connector inside because I did notice when I was doing some stuff there was some flexing, so that's gonna fix that. Yeah, I got to. I've been at it a couple hours right now, so my list is, well, not as big, but there's still stuff to do. I gotta go hunt in a shed. I gotta find a water pump, alternator, some brackets, a starter. I'll have to make some tranny lines yet, figure out a shifter, and once I have that I can put the rad in, put the trans cooler in. We can add some gas and hopefully fire it up. So I'm gonna take a little break and then schmooze around a little bit. I'm gonna come back in an hour or so, get her done. All right, so I pretty much found everything I needed. This is like a all-in-one unit. It's got the alternator and the water pump on it, so that's kind of cool. I found a starter. It's on. The water neck was broken and the nuts were broken off of it, so I basically gave them a little whack with a hammer, welded some stuff on top, and everything freed up. They're all loose right now. Just letting it cool down before I pull it off. I'll probably just pull the thermostat out for now. I'm going to clean up the front of the block here. Clean up the pump. See if I have some gaskets. and kind of stab everything together here. Alrighty, we are getting there close to trying to fire it up. I got my battery cables run. I pulled the spark plug out of number 1. I'm going to try to find TDC so I can do my firing order for my spark plugs. I found a shifter in the shed, and I'm thinking this is out of an old Mustang or something like that, but we'll make that work. I found our fuel cell. It even comes with a fuel gauge. Check that out. Cool. And I found a gas pedal that probably has the wrong doodad on it now that I look. Oh no, it might be right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna happen. So we got oil in there. This is all up. I'll probably just run water in it for now. I'm not sure. I just had to goop all this stuff for now, so it might leak. So we'll deal with that. And transcooler is in. I just have to mount it, or just zip tie it or something for now. Yes, like that. That would be perfect. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, if this thing's gonna fart around the yard, it may as well drive, right? If it's gonna sit here. All right. Okay. Let's get a battery in here and get some testing happening. Mint. That is my remote start. My bump box. Everybody else has fancy ones. I don't. So I'm not sure why, but that thing looks like it's just out to lunch. So I will loosen this thing off, spin that distributor till she points to 1, and we should be golden. Well, it turned out my oil filter had a leak, so I guess she got knocked up. So I gotta wait till tomorrow till I can get an oil filter. I kind of just jimmy rigged a shifter, so whatever. So at least this thing can be mobile around the yard. I'll still have to fasten up that transmission cooler. And I just gotta put a gas pedal in it. And then run my fuel tank, which I'm just gonna put in the cab for now. Until a feller can actually clean out the one on the truck. But I guess, yeah. I'll get the gas pedal in, and then that's probably about as far as I can get with the truck for till tomorrow, till I get an oil filter and give her an oil change. Well, that sucked. Went over my footage. Turns out my GoPro was going time-lapsey when I was trying to start it the first time. Oh well. I mean, it started fine, so. Typical small block. There was no real hiccups, just about fired up right away. Anyways. Hey you. You want some too? You want some too? Alright, so I got back from work. Threw the filter on, put some oil in it, put some oil in the transmission. I kind of just tacked down my shifter to the floor. In there, I still gotta do the gas pedal. And I jimmy rigged my fuel line. Look at that. Oh yeah. I spilled lots on the floor. That's awesome too. Hooked up my jerry can. She's almost got half a tank in her. Pretty mint. There's something out there. What is semi-comfortable for a gas pedal? I guess it would have to be right there. So what is that? This? Huh. Go figure. Around the original spot, eh? Hey, Rikki-Durkey. Because my standards are so high for this particular build. Self-tappers it is. Oh yeah, we probably need a return spring. Okie doke, we got some charge in the battery. Carburetor's full. Hopefully the fuel pump works and it pulls some fuel. I have my start wire temporarily scabbed over there. My go pedal's hooked up. I think we're ready to try to fire it up for a real fire. See if it moves. Yeah. So let's give it a whirl. All this fanciness in here. Alrighty. Ooh, that's a long gas pedal. Man, it's kind of a squishy cab. Anyways, I think we're in park. timing. Okay, I think I got stuff sorted out. Other than just have to hot wire everything. All right, I gotta put a little more ATF in this thing. The tranny's a little loose. Cool. Well, that's the first time it's moved in a, well, I shouldn't say that. I've driven it a few years ago, but it still had a flathead in it at that time. Cool. Let's put a little more fluid in it and try this again. All right. Contact. Hey, first mile should be burnout miles, right? Sweet one wheel peel. That's how you break in a fresh motor, or a motor you don't know anything about. If it's not broken by the time you're done, it's good. That's pretty good. That was fun. Well, that worked out pretty good. So tranny works good. Well, as far as I can tell. It has at least one forward gear. The motor runs really good. I'm happy with that. It'll need some kind of a starter yet because it's just, that is my starting mechanism. And probably the fuel system gone through, but at least it's a nice mobile unit for someone now. Now at least somebody can actually just drive it on a trailer. That's kind of the idea. It's a little closer for somebody. I couldn't really attend to the e-brakes because that handle was schlunked. It's not, the cable's no good coming from the handle, so everything else is new, so that's all right. I guess I'll have to go through the back here, clean out some junk. And seeing how I got a late start today, I'll probably take it for maybe a little drive tomorrow, around to hit the back roads a little bit. I know some people aren't going to like that I put a Chevy in there, but it was set up for a Chevy, so I just bolted back in what was in there. Yep. And you have to imagine, this is not like a full-on build. This was just me goofing around there yesterday, and then I got a few parts today, and we got her going. So I don't even know what I have. 10, 12 hours into it. I got her kind of driving around. We'll drive it a little bit tomorrow. But, yeah, I must have that. I don't have a crazy amount of time in it. Didn't take too long to do everything. And it was a nice little filler while I was waiting for parts for this thing to come in. I did get the fuel tank, but that's all I got so far. There's supposed to be a bunch of other parts in though, apparently, so I gotta go check that out. So anyways, I'll probably go. I don't think I'll take it for a little drive tomorrow, but I don't think Pablo's gonna want to go because it's getting a little loud in there for him, and I don't think he wants to wear earmuffs to go for a ride. Hey? How's that? How's that? Because race car, right? Because race car. Alright, there you go, bud. Well, this was a fun little project, or time waster, I guess. We got a bunch of our parts in, so we can continue back on that one. She's a little rough around the edges, but at least she's a bit of a driver. Man, isn't that awesome? Gotta give Mercury a thing, eh? It sure makes some pretty classy things. Oh well. I guess that's the end of the video we did what I wanted to do. It runs, it drives, it stops. I couldn't do the e-brakes because the one cable's bad. Still needs lots of work. The truck honestly needs like a new wiring harness. That harness is pretty garbage in there. It's all the old cloth harness and it's all kind of brittle and it's falling apart, so yep. But as always, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.